The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Free Kicks.
Right.
So you know, Adam, I'm the president of Green White Soccer Club.
Yes.
Which is a local community club here in Chicago. And we have meetings at our clubhouse occasionally that are not Green White related. There's some other organizations that come in, and I usually go there to serve as the bartender.
Of course.
And last night I was there, and there was a big referee meeting of some kind. And the referees were commiserating, just chatting with the bartender, as you are prone to do. And the subject of soccer podcasts came up.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the one guy goes, what podcast do you listen to the other guy? He goes, you ever listen to that one with Adam Howarth? local podcast? And I said, yeah, I've heard that one. It's a pretty good one. And I said, what's the name of the guy who works with him? And the geek said, I'm not sure, but Adam is the guy who runs he's the director of coaching here for the state of Illinois. Like, oh, okay. Well, so I think it's time we do a show. Adam and that other guy.
What do you go. Sure, why not?
It's time for Free Kicks.
And now, Free Kicks. Free Kicks with Illinois Youth Soccer Association's Director of Coaching, Adam Howarth, and Rick Kemper.
Yeah, there's the name. It just says it in the jingle right there. But it's cool.
Hey, glad you get some credit, but we all know who the star of the show is.
I guess we do. You're listed first. It's Adam and Rick. It's not Rick and Adam. So just got to come to grips with it.
All the work that I do, you know, it's probably fair. Just so everybody know, Rick does all the work. I just kind of come in and does everything.
That is not true. All right, let's talk about this sport that we love so much, soccer/football. Watched a bunch of games this past weekend. There were some good ones.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm calling it? I'm calling it the weekend of the own goal.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen so many?
I know, it was crazy, wasn't it? And games won by own goals too.
Yeah, in fact, Arsenal against Wolves, the top team against the bottom team, Arsenal scored 3 goals, didn't score a single goal in a 2-1 game, and won 2-1 because Wolves had 2 own goals.
That's right, yeah. The Wolves scored all the goals in the game. They scored their own, which was a decent goal, and then they scored 2 own goals. Yeah, what a tough deal for them.
Yeah. Boy, Wolves just are star-crossed this year, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the table, bottom of the table, 16 games in, so we're getting almost close to that halfway mark, still without a win. Minus 26 goal differential, just 2 draws. It's looking bleak for the Wanderers. Yeah,
2 points in 16 games. That's not going to do it. So the other game was one of the games that, in fact, I think you actually suggested they watch both of these games. But
yeah, exactly, of course.
This other game, Newcastle versus Sunderland, the reunion of this great rivalry. Also ended with a Newcastle striker, Voltemade, heading in the winning goal.
Yeah, exactly.
For Sunderland.
Yeah, I know. And this was a game that was, it was just blood and guts and thunder. You know, that would how I would pronounce it. It was not much of a game. Newcastle just can't figure out themselves. They're very inconsistent If there's something I can say about most Premier League teams this year is inconsistent. There's not one team that looks like they're going to just be the team every single week because you just never know. But Sunderland is probably the closest to a team being consistent, but I just can't get into watching them, to be honest. It's a tough watch in terms of how they play, but they're doing so fantastically well.
What is it about their style that you don't like?
Well, I think it's a little bit. It's direct to a certain point. I mean, again, they put a lot of pressure on teams, which I think is always good. Don't get me wrong, but partly also too, I don't know if I can truly identify with all the players yet, and that's something that I need to do a better job of in terms of my understanding and knowledge of the players. But as we'll talk about in a little bit, a lot of those players will not be around in the next few weeks. So we'll see with the makeup of the group if Sunderland is the real deal. But the good thing for them is they've probably put themselves in a good enough position to probably stay up.
Yeah, I think so. I think at this point it's looking pretty good for them. And you're right about there not being a single team that has been consistent from start to finish. Even Arsenal, who sits atop the standings, they almost lost to Wolves.
That's right. That's right. People were saying that could be an upset. And again, I look at the form and I look at the league table and I look at teams that have been consistent. That being said, Aston Villa have won their last 6 games.
Yeah.
So that's good for them. So they're probably the most consistent. But otherwise than that, no other team.
But remember, they started the season not scoring in the first four games. So.
Yeah. That's true. They've moved up the league well. But again, everybody else has got losses in there.
Okay, well, speaking of losses, every team is going to be experiencing a loss coming here soon because this last weekend was the last one before they all leave for the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
And this happens every 4 years, and they leave a big chunk of the season without their African players. And every team has African players now. And some of them have very important African players. Like, for instance, Mohamed Salah. Now, it's been well documented. We've talked about this. His situation is interesting. But he's going to be gone. He played pretty well, I thought, against Brighton this past weekend.
Came on early as a sub. That's right. Yeah.
So he may be in trouble. Mbeumo from Manchester United, he's been starting every game for them. That's a big loss. Fulham has Iwobi, who's a very key player for them. Right. Tottenham's key player is Sarr. They're losing him. Everton is losing their playmaker. How do you pronounce his name?
Ndai. Yeah, Ndai.
Let's see. Burnley's losing guys. Foster is gone. Otara from Brentford. Omar Marmoush from Man City. You got Sangare from Nottingham Forest. Gia from Everton. That's a lot.
Yeah, no question. No question.
And in some clubs, like Sunderland, we were talking about Sunderland earlier, they're losing 6 players.
That's right. Yeah, their team is going to look totally different to what they are now because of the makeup of that team, because a lot of them do play and contribute a great deal. So how those players who got them up to the Championship, got them up from the Championship to the Premier League, it's going to be up to them now to see if they can hold on.
Yeah, Fulham's going to lose 3 players. Manchester United is going to lose 3 players. Burnley is also going to lose 3 players. So that's another team that can't afford to lose their players.
Yeah.
But you know what you can do? You can watch the African Cup of Nations and see some of these players.
That's right.
Senegal has 6 Premier League players.
Yeah. As we talked about in the World Cup, they're going to be a very good team. I think Senegal's going to be a good team in the World Cup. I think Ghana's going to be another good team. And Morocco, who's hosting the African Cup of Nations, is going to be another team that's going to be very good. Yeah,
that's right. So the tournament runs from December 21st to January 18th. So we'll see after January 18th where everyone stands and see what kind of impact it has had. Because we're looking at the bottom of the table this week. All right, we've already written off Wolves.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to start worrying about West Ham and Burnley. Burnley is good 6 points away from being safe.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about those two teams?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think with Burnley and West Ham, Burnley, both of those teams have been extremely competitive in the games. Like West Ham, I mean, they was, I hate to say the word unlucky, but the tough thing with West Ham, they were up against a very good Aston Villa side, up 2-1, and then end up losing 3-2. Morgan Rogers just came through and scored 2 fantastic goals. So I feel pretty good about West Ham. And Burnley, you look at their form, it's not been good. They've lost their last 6, right? So that's they're really, really struggling. At least West Ham's getting a few draws when they need them, and they're there. So it's really going to be, I think, and again, depending on how Nottingham Forest does, it seems like they're on a resurgence after beating Tottenham. I think it's going to be between Burnley, West Ham, and Leeds for that those final 2 spots. If I was a betting man, I think West Ham's got enough that they're going to be able to stay up. And again, we've talked about it. I think 2 of the 3 teams who got promoted will probably go down again.
Yeah, I've been watching Burnley, and they look great until that first goal is scored against them.
Yeah.
And then you can just kind of see their body slump because they don't really have a lot of firepower up front.
Yeah. And my assistant who works with me is a big Burnley fan, grew up in the area and been watching him all his life, and he would say the same thing. He said, we don't have a striker. That was, and he talks about it every day. He's like, man, we could have got this guy. We could have got this guy. There's all these players. They did sign some Chelsea players that came in. Gucci came in and has done a decent job, scored a nice goal the other day. And then the others, they're still trying to figure out, but nobody stepped up and scored goals when they need it. And ultimately, that's what these teams need. West Ham has got Bowen. Yeah. He scores, and he is pretty good at it. Leeds, again, I don't know if they've got a true goal scorer. They've got they got Calvert-Lewin, but he's been very inconsistent. So I think that's why I think West Ham has that leg up to maybe stay up.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, and it'll play out over the next few weeks.
Yeah, we'll see.
We've got the festive fixtures coming up, which, is always funny to me that the African Cup of Nations happens while there are the most games going on. You know what I mean? So you're not just missing a game or 2, you're missing several.
I know. And it's going to be an interesting one this year because typically we've always, and we've come over and watched games on Boxing Day, the day afterwards, and looking ahead of the schedule, they've changed things around a lot. So there's actually only going to be 1 game on Boxing Day this year.
Really?
Yes. So they've moved a lot of games to kind of over it and spreading them out. I think partly because of the wear and tear on the players. I get that, but my goodness, the tradition of Boxing Day. The bacon sandwiches that we could eat in the morning and all of these things. And I was talking with my wife about, what are we going to do? I'm like, I don't know. That's a great question. And
what is the game? What is the game?
one game is the Man United's playing in the one game. So that's
no offense, Manchester United fans.
I love the UGG there. That was good. But so they're the one game on there. Now the next day they've got a bunch of games, but we'll see. We'll have to talk about what we're going to do.
Although I gotta say, did you watch the Manchester United game yesterday?
Great game.
Oh my God, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah,
4-4.
I know, and it was. If only they had defenders, Man United, they'd be pretty good. They've addressed, and that's what I think they were talking about. They've addressed all the problems. They couldn't score last year. Got some strikers in. Boom. Midfielders, definitely better. You've still got Fernandes, and the goalkeeper is definitely better.
Yeah,
he's definitely helping them out, but he can only do so much. But the backs, goodness.
Brutal.
Yeah, rough one.
And is Luke Shaw playing for the national team again?
He's not been in any recent squads.
Okay.
Again, been very injury prone. He's still a very good left back, but still trying to work his way back. We'll see. Right. But there's, I think, quite a few more people over him at this point.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that game, go on YouTube and check out the highlights because it's worth watching. It was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, 4-4. Yeah.
All right, let me give you our weird stat of the week.
Okay.
We're talking about own goals.
Yeah.
There is a very famous English player.
Okay.
Who was a defender and played for many years for one club in England.
Okay.
He scored more goals into his own net than he scored into the other team's net over his career. He scored 4 goals for his club. He scored 7 goals against his club.
Wow.
Can you guess who that player is?
Well, I think it's either an Arsenal player or a Man United player.
Nope.
No. Interesting. I was thinking.
That's another one of the big clubs.
I was thinking Gary Neville was probably Liverpool, and I'm guessing, and that would have been my last guess. This might be a football pundit, as they're known.
Yes.
And he's on all the time.
Yes.
Would this be Jamie Carragher?
It would be.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of nerve for going after Mo Salah. You know, pal.
Yeah. Exactly. Score in the right net, dude. Come on.
All right. Free Kicks is brought to you by the Illinois Youth Soccer Association and stars Adam Howarth.
Yes, that's right. Don't forget.
Yes.
Don't forget about that. Illinois Youth Soccer has been proudly serving the Illinois soccer community since 1975 and has a strong history of credibility. Illinois Youth Soccer is a non-profit corporation, official state association, and charter member of the U.S. Soccer Federation, administers U.S. Soccer Federation coaching programs, administers U.S. Soccer Federation Olympic Development Program, as well as U.S. Soccer Federation referee programs. For more information, go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org. Got a little bit of news, breaking news.
Okay, here we go.
And now, the latest Chicago area soccer news. Soccer news with Coach Adam. Coach Adam.
Star of the show.
Okay, there you go. So, I don't know if you heard this, but the breaking news, we have, and this might be the first one who was part of Illinois ODP, our Olympic Development Program, who is now the head coach of a MLS team.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
So, Michael Bradley, you know him, former pro men's national team, just recently, I think as of yesterday, has now been announced as the new head coach of New York Red Bulls. So he's going to be taking over that team. He's been part of the Red Bulls setup for a few years, so exciting news for him. So from Illinois ODP to MLS head coach. Exciting news for him. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. So good luck to him as he prepares for the season coming up. And if you haven't heard, so with MLS, they're moving towards the traditional season. So I think that's going to start maybe after this next season, where they're going to actually have a season where they start in August and go till May. So it's going to be on the same calendar as everybody else in the world. So that's exciting.
That needed to happen, but it's also going to be a challenge here with the weather, don't you think?
Yeah, well, definitely going to be a weather challenge, but they're probably going to have 2 months off. So basically January, February is going to be their winter break. They'll probably go down to Florida and keep in shape and play games down there. Okay. But yeah, I mean, and other countries do winter breaks. Germany does a winter break. Other countries do that as well. So I don't think it's going to be too different. But the fact that they are keeping in the same calendar, I think is going to be huge, especially for transfers and different things too.
Yeah.
So
Makes
that's
sense.
going to be important. But yeah, so that's the big news. And then a couple other things. We're excited. So even though we're getting ready to kind of close the office over Christmas, We're going to be very busy heading out to Arizona with our ODP teams. We've got 10 teams competing in the Far West Championships. That's going to be January the 1st. We leave, so we start on the 2nd. The games start on the 2nd, go through to the 5th. So right at the tail end of all of the kids' school break. So we'll be playing teams. We'll be playing Hawaii. We'll be playing Cal South. We'll be playing all these teams out in Arizona. So we're excited for all the teams going out there, so wish them the best of luck.
Okay, it's time for another feature.
Time now to guess the Premier League star.
Okay, let's see how you do this week.
All right.
Our Premier League star is 26 years old.
Okay.
And he is playing for his first Premier League club. Now, it's not his first professional club.
Mm-hmm.
He previously played in the Bundesliga. In fact, he played for a few teams. He was on Wolfsburg, he was on Eintracht Frankfurt, he was on Stuttgart, and he was on St. Pauli.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he got around. But he's not from Germany. And he actually has dual citizenship, and Germany's not one of them. It's one of the countries that nobody talks about. I didn't have any idea about this. He's a dual citizen of Canada.
Okay.
But he does not play for his Canadian. He does not play for Canada. He plays for the national team of his other citizenship.
Okay.
All right. He's a forward. He wears number 7 for his club. Last season, he scored 7 goals for this team.
Okay.
This year, he doesn't have any. And he will be missing from his Premier League club for a few weeks.
Okay. So he's going to be gone. So he's going to be one of those players that's going to be playing in the African Cup of Nations. So would it be fair to say, and if I'm going to guess, would he be playing with a team that's losing the most players?
No, he's not. Nope. Like I said, he wears number 7 for his club.
Okay.
Previous players on that club that wore that number include Raheem Sterling and James Milner.
James Milner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has to be Liverpool?
Nope. Those two guys played for another team. Actually, those two guys are probably...
Gotta be Manchester City.
I just thought of that. Those guys played for 3 teams.
I know. I was like, that really didn't help me, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. So, obviously, he's playing for Manchester City.
Yes, that's
He's going to be playing. He's from Egypt.
Yes.
Great player. Interesting he hasn't scored any goals because he came in and he was, like, unbelievable last year.
Yeah,
he came
was.
in. It was just, he scored goals like you wouldn't believe. So, Ahmad, he's got a long name. Omar Khalid Mohammed Abdusalam Mamouche.
That's the guy, Mamouche.
Yeah. But Canadian. Interesting.
Isn't that weird? He grew up in Canada and then moved to Egypt to become a soccer player. And his family is there. His parents are both Egyptian, but
yeah, makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we've learned something, haven't we, today? And here's what I want to learn. I want to learn what to watch. It's time for Adam's TV tip. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Now time for Adam's Weekend Soccer TV tip.
All right. We're not quite in the festive fixtures yet.
No.
So what do we got?
Yeah, it's an interesting week because there's a lot of good games, but there's probably not one that always jumps out. You got the early game, Newcastle-Chelsea, which obviously I'll be getting up for. I love those early games, so that's okay. But for me, I think it's this game always kind of brings a little bit of spice to it. It's going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's going to be your team. It's going to be great timing for you, 11:30. We'll see if Spurs can become not Spursy anymore, because my goodness, they are so inconsistent. I mean, they looked like they'd never played before when they lost to Forest, and then previously in the week before they played fantastically well. So for me, I think it'll be a good game to watch. I think it'll be interesting to see if there's a bunch of goals. We're hoping there is, similar to the Man United game. But 11:30 Saturday, Spurs at home against Liverpool. Should be a pretty good one. And there's some decent other games, don't get me wrong. Villa, Man United on the Sunday, and like I said, Newcastle, Chelsea. But I think that's the cream of the crop.
You know, I've been following Tottenham on Twitter this year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of chatter about Thomas Frank being in trouble. Which, you know, let a guy sit in for at least a season for once. I mean,
right.
Come on, Tottenham.
Yes.
Because he's a good coach.
Yeah, I think he's dealing with the leftovers of what he had to deal with, and that's not to say that. I mean, hey, Ange won. He won a trophy and got fired at the end, right? So
yeah, good point.
You could see there was obviously bigger problems from the length of the season. You know, when you finish fourth from bottom, that's a bigger problem in itself. But ultimately, it's up to Thomas Frank. He needs the time. He needs this transfer window to get some players in. They've definitely had lots of injuries. Well, I think it's going to turn out okay. I don't think they're going to be the dominant team. I certainly don't want them to be the dominant team. But they'll definitely be better than what they were. Certainly in the league standings, there's no question.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he took that Brentford team with nothing. and made them into something. You got to give them credit. All right, excuse me. Free Kicks is brought to you by Green White Soccer Club. This coming year will be our 70th anniversary. We had our Christmas party on Sunday. Good to see some of the old timers. You know that there are still 6 surviving original members of Green White.
Wow.
It was founded by 18 young lads when they were in their late teens, early 20s, back in 1956.
Wow.
And there's 6 of them still around, and they came to our party, which I thought was nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
So go to greenwhitesoccer.org. We have teams from, little kids, little kickers, 4 and 5-year-olds, all the way to, and here's the other news, where you have picked up an over 60 team.
What?
Yeah. So if even people my age can continue to play, but I'm not going to. It was funny listening to the over 60 guys talk about, maybe we could add, maybe it could be 15 on 15 instead of 11v11.
There's not going to be any room on the field.
I know, but if you can't run anyway, what does it matter?
That's true.
Anyway, greenwhitesoccer.org. All right, we have people to thank. We need to thank the executive producer of the show, Tony Lasano. Thank you, Tony. Thanks also to Ed Silla with the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, so RadioMisfits.com. And are we coming back next week? We are, right?
Yes, definitely. Preview the Christmas festivities.
Okay,
yes.
That'll be our last show of the year, so be sure to come back next week, as we'll be back with another episode of Free Kicks with Adam and Rick.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at RadioMisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?